I'm Samantha Taylor and I work at Froglife, which is a wildlife conservation charity, and I'm the communications coordinator. Working in wildlife conservation and doing a course with the Museum Studies department may seem a little bit of a sort of mismatch, but interpretation is something that's really relevant for natural history. I really think that as a conservation charity, we're not going to save animals and habitats if people don't value them. So my big interest is how can you kind of inspire that value, and that was why I picked interpretation as a subject. I chose Leicester because of its reputation, and I've got to admit it wasn't something I was aware of until I started looking into interpretation courses. And I spoke to a friend that I had that worked in the heritage sector and said, I'm looking at these courses, what do you think I should do? And he was just unequivocal, you've got to go to Leicester. Once I've been given that advice, I did go to the open evening and start to look at the materials and the website and just started to get really excited about it. I think the benefits of distance learning for me was that I didn't have to stop working. I think it would have been lovely if I'd been able to sort of take a year out and go back to university, but that wasn't really affordable. I didn't really want to take a break in my career. It enabled me to fit the learning around what I was doing at that time. The distance learning materials are kind of like a lecture in a box that arrives at your house every module in the form of a huge folder, and it sort of has an introduction to the theme of that particular module and then different exercises that you work through. The folder and the books are supported by a virtual learning environment where you can download other materials and work through some exercises on there. And then there's also the fantastic staff of the Museum Studies department. And there is something very exciting about the books that arrive, and the names on the spines of the books sort of match the tutors. They're all incredibly eminent published lecturers, but you can just drop them an email and ask them a question. And that's where you can start to get some of that academic debate that I think is really exciting about learning, that you've got these people at the top of their field to ask questions to. I would say distance learning is not easy. It's not impossible, obviously, because there are quite a few of us that have done it and survived, but it is a challenge. And I think the biggest challenge is your own motivation, really. So you do have to just push yourself and keep going, but also be friendly with yourself as well and recognise you're not going to understand everything in there. You're not going to ace every essay that you do. And that's okay. It's about finding your own way through, finding the bits that really excite you. And the assignments give you the opportunity really to find your voice and spend more time on the things that are most interesting to you.